Let's see. I guess there might be a Trumpist from the Bronx holding. Am I understanding that correctly? Are you a pro-Trump person from the Bronx?
Oh, absolutely not. That's just the name I chose.
You're not a Trump supporter?
Oh, not at all. Not at
Oh, okay.
all.
What's going on?
Well, I'm being a Democrat, it's kind of hard to date somebody whose dad is, a racist and a far right Republican. So I was wondering, how do you recommend we deal with that situation when your partner's family are Trumpers and are so far right?
Well, now let me ask you, your partner's family or your partner as well?
No, no, my girlfriend is completely Democrat. She's
Okay.
100% on my side. Her dad used to be a cop. He actually got fired for, using racist tactics,
My
and I
God.
am a fan. So it's kind of difficult for me to interact with him. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering what kind of ways what kind of approach to take.
So I'm understanding your girlfriend is not Latino.
No, she's 100% white.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, listen, if it were the actual partner, I don't think I could do it. It's like if there's a difference over the degree to which the gender pay gap exists, it's like, listen, we can bridge that gap. That's no problem. If there's a difference over, some nominal religious belief, I think that's fine. I think it would be very difficult to actually date a full-on Trumpist. Now, the family, I think is manageable if you think if you're careful, and it's really about how important it is for you to maintain a relationship with her family. I mean, there's people in my girlfriend's family who are very conservative, evangelical. We don't really see them just because of distance, but it's just you basically are just agreeing not to talk about politics. Is it now where it becomes difficult is sometimes there will be people, Trumpists, who, even though everybody knows it would be better not to talk about politics, because it pervades their worldview, they can't help saying something racist or whatever. And you feel like I can't say nothing. But at the same time, if I respond, I'm starting a fight. Those situations are really difficult. I don't know how to manage them.
Right. No, I agree with you. Thanksgiving coming up,
Yeah,
it's going to be difficult to be there.
it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. Now, I wonder at families that are split politically by Thanksgiving, are you going to have the Trump people insisting that Joe Biden is an illegitimate president? Because that's going to make for some awkward pass the sweet potatoes moments.
You will. You're right. Well, thank you so much for your advice, dude. I really appreciate your show. I'm enjoying it more than ever now.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you calling in. Great phone. Wow. What phone calls today? Let's go next to Talia from, is it Raleigh or Raleigh, North Carolina? I always forget how it's pronounced.
Yes, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Great. It's so great to be talking to you, David.
Likewise.
So I have an interesting idea that I'd like to run past you and see what you think.
Sure.
So recently you've seen like Democrats like Joe Manchin who basically act like Republicans and get in the way of whenever Democrats can maybe do something. So I'm thinking we should run progressives in the Republican Party. I think our ideas would be great and it would cancel out people like Joe Manchin. And also, I think that it's important to not just play offense, but also play defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the Republicans do it. They definitely have a Republican in the Democratic Party in Joe Manchin. And yeah, I was wondering what you think of that.
I'd have to think about that. So the idea is instead of primarying Joe Manchin with a progressive in the Democratic primary, you run progressives in the Republican primaries.
Everywhere. I don't think we should just take over the Democratic Party. We should probably take over the entire government because
Yeah, but I just don't see Republican primaries going to progressives.
I think it could. I think Republicans would take too many progressive ideas like we see in like Florida where they're voting for minimum wage and these drugs running, the war on drugs. If we run on issues like that, I think we would get a lot of crossover and
It's
they wouldn't be
interesting.
as like
I just don't, I
repulsed.
can't think of any place where a progressive would win a Republican primary. But let me think about it a little more. Okay,
Okay.
Talia?
Yeah.
All right. Talia from North Carolina, very much appreciate the call. That will do it for calls today, but fear not, we will take calls again in the future.